My phone a ring off. My phone a ring off.
Greetings, my brother.
You know who me have on my phone right now, people? International artist. Ras Midas. Ras Midas.
My brother, how are you doing?
I'm doing fine. Thank you. It's a pleasure to have you on my show.
Thank you very much.
How are you doing today?
Well, I'm trying to do the best I can and feeling good speaking with you 2 years from Jamaica and from Clarendon.
So you know about Nepen, Water Lane. Wait, oh gosh, man. Right now, it's just so shocking to me that you come from the same place, but even know what I say.
I was born in
Kellis?
Kellis. Yeah.
Okay, me don't know them place they do, because I never go them place then.
Well, I lived those place from I was 13 years old because I migrated to the UK.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, you're in the UK right now?
No. I'm in the United States now.
Okay. Where in the United States are you right now?
I'm in Florida, Jacksonville Beach in Florida.
Okay. So, what's the weather like out there right now?
The weather is really nice and it's like about 77 now.
Okay. So, is
Yeah.
it kind of get dark, you know?
Yeah, little. Yeah, it's kind of getting a little dark here now, and it's something to nine, I assume, and it's subtropical weather like Jamaica, so it's cool.
Nice. Are them place that we need for there right now? So I know this your vibe, your style of music is more roots rock. May I play a song of yours earlier, thing called 400 Years. Yeah, burn out the system hard. Tell me, how do you get your vibe to bring it forth in the music and, you know?
Well, my inspiration come from everyday people and reading history and so forth in a psychological and a conscious way and a spiritual way, and that's helped me a lot to define the existence of the environment that I'm living in, and so I can make the type of music that relate to everyday people.
For real. So that means that you make sure say you read your Bible and you pray and you hold the Sabbath.
Well, I'm not a religious person, I'm a spiritual man because I don't get into the religious business.
Okay.
And I evolved from the Bible a long time ago, man. There's greater books written from ancient Egypt and Ethiopia and Mesopotamia that is greater than the Bible, man. I'm not insulting anyone who read their Bible or who love their Bible. It's not everything in the Bible is good and not everything is bad, because as long as this man write it, it's going to be negative and positive in some way, just like every book.
Most definitely.
Yes, so if a man find positivity in the Bible that can help him with his moral values and ethnicity, that is very great. And if a man read a next book that has the said thing, that is very great also, because the Bible is not only the greatest book exists that teach us spirituality and consciousness and things like that. There's many books exist before Christianity and before the Bible come to in existence, because we must remember that most of what is in the Bible is a retranslation from the ancient mysteries books of Egypt and Ethiopia, and the man give us a 6 or a 9 by taking the positive and represent himself and take his negativity and place it on us. That's how we are confused today, not only African alone, but also Europeans and other people around the world that have been under this modernized Babylonian system of colonialism.
So Ras Midas, this knowledge that you've compiled over the years, is it what you're putting into your music?
Yes, these are the things that I put into my music, but I put it in a diplomatic way that I say everyday people can really understand what I'm singing and what I'm getting to relate to them, because I'm letting people over the world know that I am going through this said struggle and the said feeling just like you. And I can sing something to you to relate to you that we are all into this struggle. Whether I use European, Asian, or African, everyone is into this struggle. The worst thing about it is that Europeans don't realize that they're living under colonialism also. They think they are free.
Okay.
Now it's like Bob Marley say, you think you live in heaven, but you're really living in hell.
For real, me hear you there, so me hear you there, so.
You know, because the reality that.
But
and that's what my music is all about.
I hear that. I hear that. So, as you put your spirituality and your knowledge into the music, aren't you afraid that the public won't understand you from the perspective that you're trying to get them to understand you?
Well, it's one thing about life. He that have ears to hear, let him hear. And the wise man always hear it, and the fools laugh. So, the music that I make is not for the quantity of everyone who run on and say, oh Lord, 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 or whatsoever. My music is for the quality. And the quality of music will continue, because roots rock reggae is the foundation of reggae music. And people over the world is starving for this music. I'm telling you that it's just because people are concentrating on United States. Because people in Africa, people in some part in Southeast Asia and Asia itself, and some places in the Middle East, some places in Europe and South America, this is the music they are dealing with, because they understand the struggle that we are relating to them, so that they can be aware of themselves to know that, hey, if I can open my heart and my eyes and see the inner power within I, so that I can be part of the bargaining chip at the table, at the conference of reality. Because it's not only Rastafari culture alone is the greatest culture in the world. There's many young cultures around the world. They are not saying Rastafari, but they have said ideology and said philosophy and said one cause. And so all of us have to come together at the table of decision to face reality and to put away our differences and see how we can work together to let this world be a better place. Because there's no great seed that's going to come from outer space, because it is up to us. Because we as mankind get free will to make our decision. So it's up to us to make that decision when we are ready.
Okay. So, you know what I'd like to know right now? Give me 3 words to describe yourself.
I'm a humble man. I'm a philosophy of ancient African history. And a man of moral values.
Nice. So, how do you plan to get the people to understand what it is that you're trying to say to them? By the way, what is it that you are trying to say to them?
I am just telling that I'm letting people be aware of the environment that we are living into, and that it's up to us, and we have the power to work together to burst the mental chains of mental colonialism and see ourselves as important people within the planet Earth here, and that we don't have to wait on a leader, whether a religious or political leader, to tell us what to do. But we can develop that confidence within ourselves to make a difference. And that's what I'm relating to people.
But don't you think that if the world was left upon the people themselves, it just be free and run it, there would be chaos? Like people wouldn't feel like them could do anything?
Well, those things is just word of fear, because remember, fear is what controls people. Religion is fear and politics is fear. And it's time for us to come out of that mentality of being, because the only thing you can be afraid of is fear itself. And
Okay.
when you fear mentally, then it come out in your consciousness and it come out in the environment of life that you live. But we have to try to put away the religious fear and the political fear and face reality and realize that it's up to us to make a difference and to make it a new day or a new way within the environment of mankind. Because if we as people do not do that, then we are not really moving and evolving towards change.
Okay, okay. In the background right now, I'm playing a tune. Your song. It's called Rain and Fire. Does that song refresh your memories?
Yes, yes.
Can you give us a little bit of detail about that song?
Well, this song cut in two ways. It cut in ancient ways and it cut in modern ways. Okay. So in the ancient world, it was the water that mankind used and fight a war. It wasn't really a big flood as of them talk. In those days, water was the science. In the modern days here, fire is the science, because the material that come from all these military weapons is fire. It burns. So the song is telling people so well then, I was living in the time of the judgment of the rain, and now I'm living in modern Babylon, which is the judgment of the fire, which is the military hardware that they really have. So that's why I say I see rain and I see fire. But the public can make you believe, say, well, then it's only inflation alone is a problem. So I'm letting people know, say, it's going to be a spiritual fire, an economical fire, and a military fire. This is how the quotation and the composition of rain and fire is. That people must, you have to realize, as people living in this world today, and if you're wise enough to read something that happened before in history and read something in the present time, you will find out that history doesn't really change as a cycle.
Okay. So
it's a cycle.
Let me ask you a question, because you speak like a man with a lot of knowledge which you grasp from being in many parts of the world. Can you please tell us some of the places that you've been?
Well, I've been to 36 African countries, but I never perform in all 36. But I perform in 11 African countries, places like Ghana, Senegal, Cameroon, Nigeria, Tanzania, Morocco, Marantina, all those places. And I know 36 different countries around the world also. Okay. And I have performed in South America, I perform in Europe, and I perform in French Caribbean countries. And I perform even in Russia also.
So are you performing right there in California?
No, I'm not living in California. I guess I do some performance on the West Coast, because my main goal here is to promote my music in the United States now. Now that I have laid a foundation in some African countries and some European countries and some countries in South America and some French Caribbean countries, it is good for me here now in the United States to promote my music here, to let people know that roots rock reggae is the living source of reality within our music, of dealing with word, sound, and power in a spiritual and a conscious and a psychological way, and to know that if you don't even want to deal with the messenger, listen to the message, because there's a lot of people here in the United States that is struggling for equal rights and justice, because even in this present week that go on, they was having the 50th anniversary of Martin Luther King, have a dream speech and all these things. And I have seen where people in United States is not using the ideology of Marcus Garvey and Martin Luther King and Malcolm X and put those three important men together, because these are the most three important men that come out of the Western world as an African man, because it's only I and I have that spiritual ingredients to unite people and unite the world again. So I think that people, African American in this country, must not only celebrate the dream, they must start work the dream and let it become a reality.
So when you're out there performing, do you think that your message, do you think that the people is hearing your message? Do you think that they're gravitating to what you're saying?
Yes, and I will tell you further than that. European people right now today, and people in South America, and some African countries, is grafting towards reggae more than how the people in Jamaica is grafting towards reggae. Because in Jamaica, the people them who control the economical power, they are not investing in reggae. And if you look on the Billboard charts right now, you can see where 6 American reggae band trying to play reggae is them top the Billboard chart in reggae there. You check it out. And they are trying to play roots rock reggae. I have to say they are trying.
So right now I'm hearing that France is now the reggae capital of the world. Do you believe so?
I wouldn't say France is the capital of reggae music in the world. I would say Western Europe,
okay,
and Western Africa, and countries like Brazil and Colombia and Argentina and Chile, and Mexico also, in South America and Central America there. Those are the places that reggae is growing.
How long now have you been singing?
For 39 years and 5 months.
That's older than me.
I started my career at 16 years old, 1974, with Harry J. Records in Jamaica, Harry Johnson. He just died about 6 months ago or so. And I was fortunate that Harry J. produced music for me that Island Record.
Yeah.
Because I used to be an Island Record also, and Jimmy Cliff and Bob Marley, Burning Spear and all of us there, Bunny Whalers in the late 70s coming down into the early 80s. And then after I leave Harry J and Island, I went to live in France, and I recorded for Sally Lloyd and RZ International. And then after that, I become an independent artist and have my own independent label and do my thing, working for myself. Because, when you're working as an independent artist, it's very hard to succeed, and it is very hard to deal with the people them that involved in promotion and record companies, because they realize that you are very smart now and you understand how the business goes, and you're not letting yourself to be a recording slave for their companies, but you're going to work for yourself in the little way you can, and you take one step at a time, and that's what I'm doing.
So I know that you're currently in California promoting your music. Aside from that, how are you doing it right now? Like, from having been in the music business for 39 years. Am I correct? 39 years?
39 years, call it 39. It's 39 years and 5 months, but just call it 39.
Like, how are you doing it today in terms of promoting yourself and getting yourself out there?
Well, I get my music to all the DJs that I know possible that play my type of music, and I have a publicist, which is Non-Lewis Entertainment, and
Great lady. She makes me
yes,
smile.
okay, and I deal with independent distribution companies to deal with my music, to distribute my music physically, and then I will deal with Amazon and iTunes for digital and those things, and tour as much as I can and relate to people as much as I can. Have my website and relate to people, and every week I write a blog, something important about Asian Africa, some culture, some spiritual thing. In those ideologies and so forth, and we can help people. So it was very important for I have Non-Lewis Entertainment Works to do my publicity, because she used to work with me from early in the 90s and things like that. So we have a really good relationship, and she loved roots rock reggae from those time, and she used to work with other artists also. So, and I use the internet a lot, and I said I correspond with my fans them, and I always let them know what I'm doing and share thoughts and ideas with them.
Okay, so do you have any current tours going on or coming up?
Yes, I'm planning for a tour. I have a tour getting ready, and that is next year. I have the Ras Midas European Stand-Up Wise Up Tour.
Okay.
Coming up next year in Europe and Africa.
Sounds like you've made your mark, or at least you're making one.
Well, put it this way. This is my second leaf I'm turning in music, because one of the time I did ease out there for a bit for a time, because when I see Jamaican artists dying and I don't know them dying, I just cool out for a while. Because after Peter Tosh died and things like that, I just cool out for a time. So I just turn a new page now to get myself ready to go out there. I think I have 10 good more years of touring I can do if life stay within this body of flesh that I have here. And I really going to work hard to show the reggae world in my own little way that roots rock reggae is the foundation of the reggae music that Bob Marley and other artists, including I and I in the 70s, have introduced to the world. And this is the music that people is looking for right now in the world. Because if you can remember, roots rock reggae is the high-selling reggae music, still exists in the marketplace. You can have tough tongue that are bunny whalers in one of those guys, Burning Spear, and they will tell you. So, as I'm saying, it's not the quantity of artists out there what's going on, it's the quality that you record and put out there, because quality music will always live forever. And if you do the music in a respectful and upful and have some originality to what you're saying, that people can say, okay then, Midas is different from Burning Spear, and Bob Marley is different from Peter Tosh, and we are hearing different message from these people that cover a journey of different people around the world. And that is my mission right now, and I'm trying to do that as an independent artist, because I think it's time for Jamaican artists and Jamaican musicians to move forward and control the music for themselves. Have some authority over your artistry that you're doing, and know that you is the master of your work, so that we can control the legacy and the history of the music before it washed down to somewhere I don't know about.
Most definitely, most definitely. You hear it, people? Ras Midas, I tell the facts. So listen clearly. Ras Midas, is it too much trouble to ask you to give our listeners a sample of your message that you're putting out there?
My message?
Yeah, to give us a sample.
My message
Yes.
is for Jamaican people, African Jamaican, to develop as much relationship with the motherland and see if we can open a dialogue within a cultural and trading, so that we can start to relate to each other and work together to see what we can do to make the African people in the Caribbean and the African people in Africa have a connection to know that we are brothers and sisters, and we would like to rekindle ourselves and join ourselves together again. Then I would say to the Europeans who have get tired of their own system and is looking for a way out to make their environment be upful and different. I am asking all of those brothers and sisters to work together and to educate their government and their politicians, their religious leaders, that other people in this world have feelings and we have ambition too, and we want to be independent and we want to get ahead, and we want to learn to respect each and every one on this planet, people from South America, people from Asia. I'm not here to sell colonialism or Rastafari, because I cannot force other people of the world to deal with the culture of Rastafari or its philosophy or its spirituality, because each and everyone in this world have to develop that for their own self. So if we can stick with the message of the music and let them really know that reggae music is dealing with the One Love Revolution. And the One Love Revolution is to unite humanity into one love. And that one love deal with respect, accept, and tolerance of other people, and give people the opportunity to achieve equality and justice for one and all. And let this world be a better place, because the world that we live in is the environment that we make. And this is my message to each and every one, especially to my brothers and sisters in Jamaica. And I'm warning my Jamaican brethren and sisters. It's time for us to get out of the neo-colonial mentality. I'm not forcing you to do it, but it's time to stop the violence and start to respect and accept each and every one. And I want to say this also. It's time for I and I, as African brothers, to start respect women, no matter where they come from, whether they come from Europe, Asia, or Africa. All women go through the set down person and set pain, and all women have tenderness and love within them. So we must start to give the ladies respect and know that they are part of creation, and that because if we do not have respect for women, we are going to live in the said environment, because we cannot blame women for what's happening in this world today. Man have to start to take responsibility and blame himself and take care of mothers and children. And I'm asking all parents in Jamaica to don't blame the government or blame the movie or blame whatsoever out there. You bring these children in the world, and you must take responsibility to let your children learn to dance a yard before they come abroad. And manners and respect will carry you through the world. my brother, and that's what my message is all about.
So Ras Midas, how can we get in touch with you in terms of bookings?
Just contact my publicist.
Okay.
Yes, let I get a business card here after and give it over the ear and things like that. Nan Lewis and is Nan Nan Lewis Lewis at Entertainment Works, and our phone number is 904-249-2523. And our website contact page, they can go there and get all the information that they needed. Yes, but you can, and if anyone wants to reach me personally, they can reach me at www.rasmidas.com or Rasmidas, www.rasmidas.com or Facebook/Ras Midas.
Okay. So Ras Midas, I want to thank you. I want to thank you so much for taking the time to be on the show today, to give the people an update of what's going on, what's happening in your career right now. You know, and for those who never knew Ras Midas before and is listening right now, they are now familiar with Ras Midas music.
Yes, thank you very much, my brother, and thank you for the time. It's been wonderful reason with you, and I think that we will continue the dialogue in some time.
Most definitely.
Yes, so whenever anyone is interested, they can always reach us at 904-249-2523. I want to say big up to my musical band, Espirito Herb Daily and bass, and Johnny and keyboard, and Benny and guitar, and Cedric and drums, and Steven and keyboard also. I wishing you guys happy Labor Day, and thanks for being here. And Keron, it was really nice to meet you. We both come from Clarendon. Do you know that most of the singers in Jamaica is from Clarendon?
Yeah, man. Everton, Blender, Coco T, Leroy, Sibley. A whole heap of people, man.
A whole heap of people. Spread them out, big guy. A whole heap of business going on. Anyway,
yeah, man, but before we go, though, I need for you to introduce this song, Rain and Fire.
Yes, I would really like to say, from the flick of my wrist, there's a brand new disc to let you jump and twist from Ras Midas. Coming from his latest album called Fire Up, the song called Rain and Fire. Rain and Fire.